Today I'm going to be mean, and you're going to be fine with it. Welcome everyone, welcome. My name is Frank. I am a landscape photographer, creative individual, whatever. And I'm going to be the host of today's roasting session. So I've decided to go out of my way, you're welcome, and So I've decided to go out of my way, you're welcome, to take the piss out of some friends of mine, some photographs done by some friends of mine, more specifically. And just sort of share my constructive criticism and at the same time, maybe mock the images simultaneously. Now, I'm going to give my reasons. I'm not just going to, roast an image, take the piss out of something, move on, and that's it. I'm going to focus on the photograph and I'm going to give my overall constructive criticism at the end of it as well, because that's how we do things here on the channel. So so it's going to be a little bit of both. Just a quick little disclaimer before we move on with the video is that the photographs that I'm going to be looking at now, the majority of them have most probably been taken with a phone. So please don't think that this is going to be like an incredibly critical sort of focusing on how incredible the composition is and how great the editing is and what software this person has used. No, this is going to be more on the iPhone, Android photography side of things. So now that that's been said, let's not waste any more time and roll the intro and we'll begin with the video. Okay, let's begin with Sam, who's at the top of my list, the first one. And Sam is my best mate, and he's taken this photograph, which you're going to see on screen right now. And it's on Instagram, so I'll leave his handle, somewhere on the screen. This is the type of guy that buys a camera once and takes a picture and thinks he's like a really good photographer, but actually it's trash. And I feel like I'm gonna end friendships by being really mean, but fuck it. This image is really bad, dude. This image is terrible. Look at me, I'm so edgy. Oh, this image is so bad. It's so bad. But that's okay. If there's anything critical that I'd have to say about this image is that fine, be a bad photographer. That's not really an issue. I think that when you buy a Polaroid, because this was definitely taken with a Polaroid, you're gonna get photographs like this anyway, so it's all good. Don't sweat. I mean, this is, I think, supposed to be a bad image, so yeah, let it be a bad image, bro. Let it be a bad image. Let this image shine as something that is inherently crap. It's cool. The next account that we're going to be looking at is Lynn's account. Hi Lynn, if you're watching this. Lynn, the reason why I'm actually critiquing a video of yours, I will leave it on screen for you guys to all have a look, is because you're copying my intro. So stop copying my intro, Lynn. Stop stealing my vibe, okay? Stop stealing my vibe. That's it. That's literally all I had to say about it, because the rest of her Instagram, and I'm just going to leave a little phone icon on the side of the screen with the Instagram scrolling down. The rest of the Instagram is pretty much it's pretty much about her, and there are a few images that I like because it's more to do with landscape. For example, the one of London with the moon in the background, that's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, as a collection of photographs, this has a certain aesthetic. I can really appreciate that. But yeah, stop stealing my vibe, Lynn.
Stop stealing my vibe. Stop stealing my vibe.
So the third photograph that we're going to have a look at is by Emily. Emily's a really good friend, awesome artist, and definitely going to leave her Instagram somewhere on the top of this video. And I recommend all of you to check her out. Really, really super work. Nothing but praise. Super work. The image in question, however, that we're going to have a look at is a portrait of her, drawing. And it's a nice portrait. I'm pretty sure that this was done with an actual camera as opposed to like an iPhone. I think it's nice when people see who you are as an artist. They don't necessarily just want to see on social media what you can produce, but people like to see people. And I think Emily has chosen a really nice picture to showcase on her Instagram gallery. If I'm being super, super critical about it, and this isn't necessarily like a diss to whoever it is that, you know, took the photograph. I think whoever took the photograph definitely knew what he or she was doing. I would have probably set my focus points a little bit more on the face, because I feel like what's really in focus is actually this part of her arm right here. So arm and shoulder. So I think that's more what's in focus as opposed to the side of her face, which should be the thing that is in focus the most. But aside from that, I think it's a very nice image. And yeah, well done to the photographer, and well done to Emily for having sick work. What is going on here, Isabel? I mean, like, what is this? Like, you saw Cinderella and you decided to recreate it? This image has faults. However, here's the issue that I have with this image, okay? The concept is actually good. And there are a lot of images like this on Isabel's feed that deal with this type of silhouette sort of vibe, where she's, you know, photographing things that have, you know, photographing silhouettes, photographing pieces of clothing at very awkward angles. I like it. I like the aesthetic. However, you know what does the issue for me is the execution. I feel like this image would be so much better if it was edited differently, if the black and white was a lot more concentrated, if there was a lot more contrast in the photograph. I think the execution is where this photograph lacks, because at the minute it just, like I said, concept top tier, execution 10 feet of crap, and then there's the execution. You know what I'm saying? So the final critique is going to be actually a pretty good friend of mine. His name is Kalen. He's awesome graphic designer. I'm gonna leave his graphic design Instagram handle as opposed to his personal account, but I'm pulling an image from his personal account because there's a little bit more photography in that. So the photograph that we're gonna have a look at today is this one right here. Kalen is, just a little sort of like quick note, Kalen is an artist before he actually went into graphic design, so I think that is definitely reflective in his photographs. That idea of art has definitely transitioned into photography, for sure. I'm positive. I like the idea that he's gone a hell of a lot more experimental. I do not have the confidence to do an image like that, but Kalen definitely has. Yeah, I think the actual the editing of the photograph itself is supposed to be grainy. It's purposefully done that way, so I can respect that. In my personal opinion, if I was the one who had taken this image, I would have done it in a more studio type scenario. I probably would have done this in black and white as opposed to in color. Or if I would have done it in color, I probably wouldn't have added the grain. But that's just me being personal. I think Kalen definitely likes his simple colors, and that is more reaching in towards his graphic design account. Once you guys see his graphic design account, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of the color tones that he uses. But yeah, he's got some interesting concepts, I think, photographically, that I believe that if he carried on with those concepts, he could probably include some type of photography in graphic design. And that's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, then please do. And stay tuned for the next photo review that I will be doing. I don't know, next week, maybe the week after. Whenever I do it, it will be on the photo review series, so watch out for that when it comes out. But thank you very much, and if you made it to the end of this video, smash a like. Till next time, peace guys.